Hello, I'm Michael for GameWatch.com and welcome to our Stellaris Utopia review. This time we get to have a multitude of options in Stellaris to indoctrinate, enslave, and of course advance to the point of no return, whether it be psionic or synthetic. And this is Stellaris Utopia. Utopia is once again coupled with a free update like every expansion to Stellaris. The Banks update provides a host of new changes, balance features, and of course general gameplay improvements. Utopia itself is a content patch and expansion that is centered around building a better empire. Whereas Leviathans was focused on combat and story, Utopia is about giving players the tools to improve and expand their empire through other means and ways other than straight up warfare. Utopia gives players tools like indoctrination, whereby instead of just observing primitive cultures and waiting until they hit spaceflight, you are now able to actively influence them and influence their ethics and culture through the use of indoctrination, preparing them for enlightenment or annexation depending on what your plans are for them. You also have, of course, new slavery options too, whereby you're able to choose specific roles for the different slave species, giving some certain citizenship rights, others different rights, and you're able to really customize the citizenship roles of all of your empire down to what they are able to do and not do in specific situations. Then you also have changes to governments, which you are now able to adopt more unique governments and authorities, so you can play as always, the traditional fanatic spiritualist, but you also have new options. So for example, the hive mind, whereby you will no longer face any kind of political opposition or different factions spawning out for you because your species are all linked via the hive mind. This will of course incur various disadvantages, but it's a different take on what has already been done in Stellaris. One of the most impactful changes and additions to the game is the Ascension system. By collecting unity points, which are generated from various buildings and generated from just playing the game over time, you're able to unlock traditions. The tradition system is a tier tree system whereby you can input your unity points to unlock certain perks. After you have basically filled out a specific tree, this unlocks an Ascension perk, and that will give you a certain boost to your empire in various ways. Once you have unlocked all of the Ascension perks, you're able to choose a different road for your civilization. For example, if your civilization are fanatic spiritualist war-hungering machines, you may be able to improve and unlock the full psionic potential of your species through Transcendence, which unlocks various empire-wide and unit-specific abilities and bonuses. Vice versa to that, if you are technologically loving materialists, you may be able to unlock synthetic evolution, whereby you combine yourself with the AI and robots and become an entirely cyborg type species. The great thing about Ascension perks and the tradition system overall is that it adds a progression depth to empire management and empire building that was not there before. It really allows each individual empire that you create to feel a hell of a lot more unique and makes each individual playthrough a lot more unique. Barring the changes to the governments and all the new options you are able to manage and expand your empire through other means than warfare, you also have new unique buildings to build, such as habitat stations. So if your empire, for example, is surrounded by the enemy and you're unable to expand by normal means, you're able to build habitat stations, which are basically new space stations that will house more population, meaning that you're still able to expand even in a small confined empire. You also have late game megastructures, which basically work like the wonders of the Civilization series, whereby they are really expensive buildings and they are technological marvels that bring prestige and special bonuses to your empire, but they are also costly and take time to invest in. So you can build everything from ring worlds to Dyson spheres and be the marvel and envy of the entire galaxy. What's great most of all about Utopia and the free Banks update is the fact that Overall, it gives players more choices. It allows you to play the game as you want to play it. So if you want to focus on diplomatic, subversive indoctrination of other species, you can do that. If you want to be a slaver, that gives you that choice and that play style. And it leaves the game ultimately more personal, more customizable, and most importantly, more open to different play styles, and it allows you to progress the way you want to progress versus having to go down very limited paths. For me, the level of customization and the openness to other gameplay styles really makes Utopia a must-buy for any Stellaris fan. It rewards players for choosing different play styles, and it makes the choosing a different play style, whereas in previous expansions, choosing a playstyle that focused on being a slave empire that you just wanted to expand slowly and just bring other species in, instead of penalizing you or offering you no real reward, this time those gameplay styles are rewarding, and that for me makes Stellaris an even better game than it already was, and it's certainly worth picking up. We certainly hope you enjoyed this Stellaris Utopia review. Thank you so much for watching. Head on over to GameWatcher.com for more.